So welcome back to the Jobs Live channel.
We have a wide variety of roles available at McCann Health Medcoms.
So we've got a number of regional offices. We've got both construction and highways are based at Salford Quays.
Yeah, so I work on the highways sector of the business, and I'm an assistant HR business partner. So I look after all our highways contracts that we've got currently in the northwest of the Kia business, basically.
And we're going to speak to Amanda from Stockport Homes.
Get yourself a really good quality professional email address. It really is much more important than you think. Make sure that your person spec at the top absolutely matches the job that you're going for. The role profile that you've been asked to meet should absolutely come through in the person spec at the top, so that an employer very quickly can say, right, okay, you're ideal.
From Wigan through Lee, through Tilsley, Atherton, literally you could be based anywhere across the borough when you come and work for the council.
From Cumbria, which is almost most northerly point, is up towards Carlisle, right down to the southern point of Cheshire.
So much interaction on the chats, so many people getting in touch. So thank you for that, and thank you for those employers who are signposting people to various websites and giving them advice about applying for work.
We're currently recruiting for care workers. We actually have 30 current vacancies in this area at the moment. So that would be obviously community carers, but there is opportunity to do other things, mainly going on to be a senior carer, or eventually coming in and working in the offices with me and the rest of our team within the office.
It's so exciting. There's a job for everybody, I do believe. We have people working obviously on site in trade positions, and then obviously back office staff, support staff, HR, recruitment, you name it, there's a job.
We are now looking for another 300 individuals to work as traffic management operatives. So that includes training opportunities and qualified operatives and foremen into the business. That's a shift paid role. But we also have then additional management opportunities for contracts managers and operations managers.
See you again soon here on the Jobs Live channel. Take care. So next up, we're going to meet up with Dan Houseman. Hi, Dan. Can you hear us okay?
I can indeed. Morning, Stuart.
Morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Jobs Live channel. You work as a Learning and Development Manager at Ribby Hall, but just tell us where Ribby Hall is, for those who may not have heard of it before.
So we're based just outside of Ray Green, sort of between Preston and Blackpool. So accessible by rail from Kirkham and Wesham Station, and there's a bus link just outside.
Brilliant. And if you had to sum up what you do as an organisation, what is it that Ribby Hall does in the community?
Certainly. So we're an award-winning family-based or family-owned business. We're multifaceted, but our focus is all about hospitality and leisure. A key thing for us is the short breaks and holiday market. So we have a number of cottages and properties for people to rent for short or week-long stays. We also have a number, about 300 plus privately owned holiday homes that are classed as second homes, and that's undergoing a further development at the moment, adding 20 new properties to the offer. We also have a variety of restaurants, bars, cafes. On Monday, we opened up our new Pancake House, which has been going down very popular with guests and staff. We have a large health club, so gym, pools, classes, activities, big focus on well-being. We have a spa hotel, so a number of treatments and facilities offered there. plus beautiful grounds, parks, woodlands, play areas for children and families, and a big entertainment offering as well. So quite a lot of things under one roof.
No, it sounds amazing venue, and it must be great to be back as well, Dan. And we're going to be asking that question to all the people today. You know, you've had a tough 14, 15 months, haven't you? Absolutely. It's been, I think the word that we've heard quite a lot is unprecedented, but yeah, it's not like anything anyone's ever seen before. But it's been so positive. Since the government roadmap was announced, we put our pathway together to phase reopening of the village. Obviously, we could continue that from Monday, and it's been brilliant seeing all of our colleagues return. It's been brilliant seeing all of our guests return, and there's a real feeling of optimism and positivity around the village, which is really nice. No, absolutely. And would you say you're recruiting more at the moment than normal? Or is this kind of seasonal anyway? There's probably a little bit more recruitment going on than normal for this time of year. We're not as seasonal as we used to be, but we do see those sort of peaks at certain times of the year. But there's quite a drive at the moment as we're able to open more and more facilities. Plus, we're looking to invest and develop some new facilities, so there'll be further recruitment required for those. But yeah, it's exciting times. Indeed, and I'm so pleased for you, as we all are here, that you're back up and running, even if it is only in a limited capacity. But I'm sure if we get into the next stage 4, you'll be full like you used to be back before all this kicked in. Before we get into the roles and hints and tips, can I just ask you, how did it start for you? What was your journey into hospitality, Dan? So my journey, I joined about 12 years ago to manage what was a bistro that has evolved to become the Pancake House. After a couple of years, I then moved across to managing our restaurant. And whilst there was responsible for setting up front of house training, that then became something that other sort of restaurants wanted to partake in. So that became a full-time role, delivering food and beverage training for about 12 months. And then it continued to grow and became a central training and learning and development role. So it's been quite an exciting journey over the past 12 years. And when you're in school, is this something you always wanted to do, or what was your first job? Can you remember that? My first job, I used to work on a Saturday or a Sunday at Clifton Garden Centre. So I was watering plants, I was carrying plants to people's cars, sweeping up. So yes, quite removed from what I do now. But I suppose the key thing for me is I've always enjoyed working with people. So I used to work in bars and restaurants through college, through university, delved into banking for a little while, but then came back out and went into the hospitality industry again. The roles have changed. I'm more support now than operational, but I find people fascinating, and it's really rewarding in the role I do now, being able to help and sort of see people develop and move forwards in their careers. Fantastic. And like you say, you clearly enjoy other people's company and helping them, and that's a key factor even in that job that you were doing, your first job. Transferable skills that have now led you to do what you do now. Yes, definitely. Yeah. Okay, let's get into the roles then, because you said there you have got some vacancies at the moment, which is brilliant. What kind of roles do you have on offer right now at Ribby Hall? So at the moment, and these are all on our careers page on the Ribby Hall website, we have got a number of chef vacancies, and that's something we're really focusing on at the moment. We have an assistant manager for our nursery. We have various team member roles for sort of waiting on bar and customer service positions. We're looking for a number of qualified spa therapists, so for the spa hotel and the beauty side of things. We're looking for evening porter for our spa hotel. We are looking for management roles for Terrazza, one of our restaurants, and also a team leader position in there. Excuse me. We also have vacancies in the grounds maintenance team, and a recent one that's just been added, we're looking for a maternity cover of a senior HR advisor within our HR department. So quite a variety of positions. We're on your page right now as you were talking to us. So we found ribbyhall.co.uk, went to the careers page, and I've clicked on current vacancies, and all of these are live right now. And our previous guests, they were asked about apprenticeships. It's great to see that you're offering a spa therapist at apprentice level. Yes, we're a levy-paying business. We have a number of apprentices in the business at the moment in different roles. We're seeing more and more focus on that, and it has allowed us over the sort of recent months to look at how we can retain staff and redeploy them and
continue to skill them up. So, yeah, big advocate of the Levy scheme.
Brilliant. Well, people can click on there. And what is the application process, Dan? So if someone clicks on one of these, what are they expected to fill in, and what happens next?
So there's an online application form that, again, accessed through the website. They fill in their details there. A key thing, if there's a specific role you are definitely applying for, it's to make us aware of what role you are looking to apply for. There's an option to click if you want to be considered for other roles as well. So if you see, let's say, a role in Taratza, and that's the one you're looking for, but you'd be happy to consider for other positions in food and beverage across the village, then there's an option to do that. That then goes through to our HR team, who then will make contact with you and take the sort of next steps, whether that's invite you in for an interview, sometimes a second interview with the department manager or the HR team, and then often a skills test depending on the role.
Okay, so there's quite a few layers to get through, but that's because you want to find clearly the right people. For people who are applying then, Dan, can you just give us some hints and tips? Because clearly you want people to succeed. So what can they do to make sure they get an interview in the first place?
We're hugely focused on people. So we want to see you coming through. We've got a great framework in-house to develop the relevant skill and talent. So the key thing for us is that we get people who are genuinely wanting to succeed and have a very positive attitude. So it's having the correct details on the application form, make sure that your CV is tailored to the role you're applying for, so you really stand out to us as someone that we should be getting in touch with.
Brilliant. Well, we've had a few questions in actually on the chat, so if I may, Sue's asked, do you have any specialists working at your spa, or is it just general staff?
In terms of the spa, it's beauty therapist roles that we're looking for at the moment. We have a number of other positions, roles that exist in there. So from time to time, we'll be recruiting for anything from duty management to spa host, reception roles. There is also a wellness suite that's more based in sort of consultants who will be based in there from time to time. So we've had different sort of physiotherapists and that sort of role based in there as well.
Thanks. Great question, Sue. Maria would also like to know, is there any progression within the company? And I know what you're going to say, so let's talk about progression, because it is important for people to know when they come in that there is a career ahead of them in your organisation, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We know we're a company that some people, it's a part-time role while they're at college or studying, and they've got other sort of career plans. But for others, it is something they want to make a career path, a journey. So we do have pathways mapped out throughout the company. We work, whether it's with our internal framework, sometimes partnering with external companies to make sure there's everything from supervisory through to leadership. There's a great focus on development, and there's a huge number of people that have joined the company at a sort of team member level and then have moved through to management and leadership positions. And we're really proud of the fact that we can sort of grow talent throughout the business, talking about succession planning and building for the future. A great story, I guess, is our operations director, Mark. He joined whilst at uni as a lifeguard. He did some part-time work in the bar, part-time in reception, started to move through the layers of management within the health club, and 3 years ago was promoted to an operations director. So we've a number of individuals who've taken similar paths.
Fantastic. Well, I hope that answers your question, Maria. Thank you so much. And then Harry wants to know about the HR position. It says, what qualifications do you need for that, Dan?
It only went out yesterday, so I must admit I haven't actually seen the vacancy. I believe we'll be looking at a CIPD level 5 or above. But the vacancy, the job advert will be on the website to give the details there. As it's a temporary position, for that we would need a level of experience because we'll kind of need someone to come in and, other than get familiar with the company, be able to sort of hit the ground running. So there'll be some specifics on that as opposed to other roles.
Yeah, absolutely. And clearly they're on your website right now looking at the very latest roles. That's great to see. And
it's great to see.
Hopefully you get a few applications on the back of this. And also, Harry, just very quickly wants to know, do you offer training courses as well for employees?
We do indeed. Some of that is, again, offered internally, so that's a big part of my role. We do a lot around sort of health and safety, role specific. we will bring in external partners who will help with different development opportunities. Because of the variety of the roles we have, we do partner with some of our product houses and support teams as well. So yeah, there's a huge array of different development opportunities tailored to either the role or the level in the business that you're looking to attain.
Yeah, brilliant. Just finally, and Dan, this has been really helpful, by the way. Thanks so much for your time. What is it about this sector, do you feel, that people enjoy working in? For you, you've been in this sector a while. What is it about the sector that keeps you getting up in the mornings and wanting to go to work?
Yeah, for me, there's a definite purpose to it, because fundamentally, all we're doing at Ribby Hall Village is trying to make sure that our customers have a fantastic experience, that they leave with great memories, and I think that's become even more of a focus for us now. What we've all been going through over the past 12 months, it's hugely rewarding. Obviously, it has its challenges, but I think we're all built on helping people develop their resilience and improving themselves.
Yeah.
And it's ever changing. It's a fast-paced industry. Every day is something different, and again, we're all based on having great teams and employees working together. So there's a real feeling of positive energy that runs through the place, which is great.
Oh, fantastic. Well, look, thanks again for your time this morning. That's Dan from Ribby Hall, Learning Development Manager, telling us about the vacancies that are there right now on the Ribby Hall website. And we'll put the link up to that page so you can go and have a look and hopefully apply. And if you've got any questions for Dan, feel free to leave them in the live chat, and we'll continue to talk to Dan and get them to his team so you can get the information you need. I'm so pleased for you, Dan, that things are turning back to some form of normality. Enjoy the rest of your week, and hopefully we'll see you back here again on the Jobs Live channel. Take care.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Been joined by Sean Fagan. Hi, Sean.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Thanks so much for joining us at the Jobs Live channel this morning to focus on hospitality. And boy, has it been a strange 12 months, or probably longer than that, actually. It must feel great to be back at the hotel.
It is great to be back. Obviously, we only opened on Monday due to we didn't have any outside seating. It wasn't really worth us opening. So Monday, very busy day for us, but going forwards, it's looking really good. So it's fingers crossed that nothing happens again.
Indeed. For those who don't know geographically where Ray Green is, just tell us exactly where you are in Lancashire.
So we run about 4 miles just outside of Lytham, and just on the outskirts of Kirkham and Wesham. It's a small little village that's just smack bang in the middle near Blackpool.
Fantastic. And you're the conferencing banqueting manager. Just give us a typical day for yourself. What would you be getting involved with?
So at the moment, due to obviously the restrictions that we've got for COVID, I'm helping out in the restaurant and I'm helping run the restaurant. But we do have several weddings next week. I've got 6 weddings that I need to do. So it's just preparing all the rooms, making sure all the bars are cleaned because they've not been used in about 8 months now, some of them 13, 14 since the first lockdown. And just making sure that everything is in place. We've got all the social distancing where appropriate. And all the staff are up to date and make sure that they know all the different types of PPE that they'll need to wear.
Yes, indeed, because even though we're kind of back to some form of normality, there's still plenty of restrictions and social distancing is still key. And I'm sure you've gone to great lengths to keep not just your customers, but your staff safe as well.
Yes. So all the tables, we've still got them spaced a metre apart. All the staff wear face masks. We also wear gloves. We sanitise all the tables, inside, outside, all the menus. We wear linen gloves to take food out. And we sanitize our hands a good 15, 20 minutes in between everything.
How long have you worked there yourself, Sean? Were you there pre-pandemic?
I was there pre-pandemic, so I've been there now for just over 2.5 years.
And so you can remember how many people you used to see on a regular basis, and on a typical day, how many customers could you serve?
So in the restaurant, on a typical day, you're looking probably around about 80, 90 people, excluding Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're looking well up to 140, 150.
Wow, so that's quite a number of people. And I guess your staff, and we're going to come on to the roles that you're looking for, the staff can be doing a whole range of different activities for you. Is there any particular roles that you're looking for right now to fill?
Yep. So at the moment at Ray Green, we are looking for a full-time housekeeper. We are looking for a full-time receptionist. We're looking for casual front of house for a restaurant and casual conference and banqueting staff. I'm also going to be putting an advert out in the next few days for either an assistant conference and banqueting manager or a conference and banqueting supervisor. I've just not decided which one I'm going to go for yet.
So you're very much involved in the recruitment process. It sounds like you hire people and it's getting back to being busy again. You need more people to join you. What type of people are you looking for, would you say? Ones that are going to be successful, not just working for you, but working in hospitality generally?
So obviously they need to be enthusiastic, friendly and approachable. They need to be able to have good customer service skills and enjoy working with the public, because obviously that is the main part of what we do. We are a customer facing job. They'll have to work well within the team. So whether it's the restaurant or conference and banqueting, everybody helps each other out. Everybody chips in and does different things. So even if you would be hired for conference and banqueting, you might be expected to go down and help restaurant if they are busy, and we can change and vice versa. So they'll have to be able to adapt to different situations, but work well within a team.
Yeah, absolutely. So teamwork, communication is absolutely crucial, as it is in a lot of roles, but probably even more so in a team like yours when you're dealing with customers. Because boy, they let you know when things don't quite go right, that you've got to always be serving them.
Yeah.
So just a bit of a question we've had on the chat. Megan wants to know, as a hotel, do you work with nearby tourist attractions, activities to advertise them to your customers? So do you work with the rest of the industry to help understand what's out there in Lancashire?
So we do have a station which has all the local attractions and different events on that we have. We get very busy when it's like Lytham Proms, the Kite Festival and the Firework Festival, because we are so close to Lytham. We do a lot of outside catering as well. So the steam rally that they hold down in Lytham, we do the outside catering for that. We do Lowther Pavilion New Year's Eve. We do all the catering for that as well. And St George's Day down on Lytham Green, it's a big 4-day festival. We're down there, we do all the work for that, all the food. So we are quite involved, but we don't do a promotion as such. So say if you stayed at the hotel, you'd get a discount for Blackpool Pleasure Beach or anything like that. But we are involved within the surrounding us.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for the question, Megan. It's really interesting. I mean, obviously in your role there, it's not just about dealing with customers. You are dealing with other suppliers and stakeholders as well. So having a bit of business engagement understanding would be useful in your industry. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, Sean. Before we get into any hints and tips you can get to people applying, can I just ask you where it all started for you? I mean, how did you get into hospitality? Were you in school, college? Can you remember?
So I was in college. It was, I think, 2 days after I turned 18. I got a job in a pub in Wigan because my brother knew a girl that worked there. And from there, I became the duty manager of the pub. And then I just ended up moving from pub to pub, became an assistant manager in 2 different pubs. I then had a break for a year, tried to get out of hospitality, but ended up going straight back into hospitality. And then I worked my way back up from being just a bartender to a supervisor to assistant manager, and then to food and beverage manager and assistant manager of a hotel. And now the job that I'm in now.
Yeah, they're not letting you go that easy, Sean. Obviously, for you, the passion must be there. I mean, what do you enjoy most about being in this sector?
Every day is different. I know it probably sounds a bit of a cliche, but with the number of functions and weddings and everything that you do, you don't tend to see the same thing twice. And you never know really what's going to happen. So it's fun in that aspect, but it's, for me, I just enjoy it. There's just something about it that I've tried to get out of it, but I've come back to it twice now. So
yeah,
there's obviously something that's making me stay within the hospitality industry.
Yeah, absolutely. So just going back then to people applying for your roles now moving forward, Sean, you clearly see a lot of applications coming through. Probably get frustrated sometimes when people miss things off or don't quite get it right on the application. Let's try and help them today. What advice would you give anyone applying for your vacancies to make sure they get an interview at least?
So for me personally, you need to be clear and concise. Try not to use the same things over and over again. So don't repeat yourself. So if you've had 2 jobs in 2 different hotels or 2 different pubs, don't say the same thing. Try and either reword it or think of something else that you've done in that job that you didn't do in your previous job. Keep your CV, your application, to 2 pages of A4 paper and a cover letter if you want to do a cover letter. If you don't have a lot of experience, then it's a good idea to do a cover letter. You can put your strengths, your weaknesses on. You can explain who you are as a person more, because sometimes it's not all about the experiences that you've got. It is about who the person is. And that, for me, I would rather go for someone who doesn't have the experience, train them up in everything that I need to train them up in, if they're the type of person that I want to work for me, rather than someone that's got all the experience but won't be the correct fit.
Got it. Brilliant. That's great advice. Thank you for sharing that, Sean, here on the Jobs Live channel. And Alan's been in touch as well. And can you take this one for me? It says, are the restaurant staff and housekeeping staff separate roles?
Yes. So the housekeepers look after the 32 bedrooms, and the restaurant look after the 2-deck restaurant that we have. They also do the smaller functions, little birthday parties that we have down there. And then obviously reception, completely different, and conference and banqueting is a different department as well. So although we might work together and the higher up management are close knit to make sure everything runs smoothly, we are completely separate departments.
Brilliant. We're going to let you get back to it, because I know you've had a busy week getting ready for people coming back, and obviously last Monday must have been fantastic for you to see people coming back into Villa at Ray Green. And I want to keep my fingers crossed for you, and hopefully we don't have to go back into another lockdown, and you can move forward now slowly but surely, welcoming back to full capacity as well, which I'm sure you want to see. Just finally, before I let you go, what's the, for you and people watching this, what's the best thing for working? What's the best thing about working at the Villa?
So for me, it's since the current owners took over in 2014, the company has gone strength to strength. So we got the rosettes for the restaurant. We built up the reputation for function and events. So now we do over 120 weddings in a year. That's not including any birthday parties or anything else. So we've managed to build up a reputation that is quite well known. We do a lot of in-house training, and a lot of our promotion is within house. So there's the progression straight there. So we'd rather promote someone inside than getting people outside where possible. So there's always the room for growth. We work well together, especially the higher up management. We look all of the casual staff as well. We do reviews to make sure that they're happy, see what they need to improve on. If they have any ideas, we take everything on board that they say, and obviously we can implement different things. So it's, for me, if you find a company that you like and the management team are good, that is the best thing that you can do, is be with that company, mainly because of the management team and the staff that there are there, rather than constantly moving to try and go somewhere else.
Got it. Yeah. No, that does make sense. And again, thanks for sharing that with us. And I know when we meet the rest of the companies today, everybody will have a different take on what they need and the skills and why work for them. But ultimately, it is a great sector to work for, isn't it, as a whole?
Yeah, it's a great sector. So until the pandemic, I would have said it was probably the best sector to work for, because everyone's always going to go out for drinks. Everyone's always want to go out for a nice restaurant. You're always going to have weddings, your birthday parties and everything else. Obviously, the COVID-19 shook the entire industry straight away. I know so many different venues, restaurants, pubs and clubs that unfortunately have closed the doors and probably will never open again. But for everyone that survived, everyone has been fighting tooth and nail to get customers back in through the doors, to make sure that everything is in place. And hopefully this time next year, everything will just be back to how it was 2 years ago before all of this started.
Well, I'll definitely raise a drink to that with you, Sean. That's very positive news. So that's Sean Fagan from the Villa at Ray Green. Sean's the conferencing banqueting manager. Thanks so much, Sean, for joining us on Jobs Live. And let's stay in touch. Let's see. I'm sure as more vacancies come through, feel free to share them. And if someone does want to get in touch, by the way, how can they do that? What's the best way of getting in touch with you about these vacancies?
So all the vacancies are on Indeed. You can also email either myself, which is sean.fagan@thevillagreen.co.uk, or you can email the reception team, and the reception team will send it through to the management of whichever department it is that you're looking to get an interview for.
Yeah. And just one question that's come in before I let you go. Just very quickly, do you offer apprenticeships?
So I have done apprenticeships in the past. I personally like apprenticeships, especially if it is someone that wants to work within the hospitality industry, because then it's someone that you can train and show the ropes. And hopefully after the apprenticeship is finished, then hopefully they'll stay with you. Obviously, if they want to go elsewhere, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, we do apprenticeships.
Okay, that was Daniel 06 asking that question. So Daniel, if you do want to get in touch, either email Sean or go to their website, and I'm sure Sean will give you more details about what that looks like. Thanks again, Sean. Enjoy the rest of your week. Hopefully you continue to remain busy, and we'll see you back here on Jobs Live. Thanks, Sean.
Thank you. Bye.
Just now recording. So 3, 2, 1. Thanks, Stuart. So today I have been joined by Eve Hills. Now Eve works at HBN Restaurants. So hi Eve, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Good to hear. So could you tell everyone a little bit about yourself and what HBN Restaurants do?
Okay, so as you said, my name's Eve. And I'm the people consultant for HBN Restaurants Limited. HBN Restaurants are a franchise of McDonald's, and I guess that everyone's heard of McDonald's. Our franchisee owns 12 restaurants altogether. They're a mixture of drive-through and high street locations. Last year, even with the lockdown and the restaurants closed between March and June, our group of restaurants still served nearly 5 million customers. McDonald's and our own business as a franchise of McDonald's aim to make delicious feel-good moments, and they're going to be easy for everyone. that doesn't just mean our customers, but it means our employees as well. So we're open 7 days a week. All restaurants trade a minimum of 16 hours per day, and a number of our sites operate 24 hours. We also get involved in community projects and raise money for the Ronald McDonald House charity.
Brilliant, that sounds great. So a lot of good stuff all in one place. So whereabouts are you guys based? Obviously McDonald's is everywhere, but whereabouts are you guys specifically based?
Yeah, so HBN Restaurants was established in 2001 by Chris and Sue Nichols. They were both working for McDonald's prior to embarking on their franchise journey, and July this year actually marks our 20-year anniversary. So HBN Restaurants have grown to operate 12 sites, starting up at Carlisle, where there are 2 restaurants, zigzagging across Cumbria, Workington, Whitehaven, Penrith, Kendal, 2 stores in Barrow. We've got 3 restaurants in Morecambe and Lancaster, and in 2019, the restaurant on the Isle of Man joined our group as well. We've got 2 operations consultants. They oversee 6 restaurants each. Each restaurant's run by a business manager with up to 3 assistant managers and a team of shift leaders. The number of crew members in a store ranges from 60 up to 160.
Wow, that's incredible. Just that sheer amount of number is just amazing to hear. So obviously, let's take a little step back from what you're doing now at the moment. But just can you share with us what your first job role was and how you've kind of gone from there to where you are now?
Okay, so I started as a crew member in McDonald's City Centre in June 1997. And this was mainly with the purpose of reducing my overdraft. I'd finished my first year at university, but then I started at McDonald's and I absolutely loved it. I worked there through university and I would work in Liverpool as well. I used to transfer between. After university, I did my floor managers and then my shift managers courses with McDonald's. And then when Chris came and bought the restaurant in 2001, I was promoted to a salaried manager. So I was an assistant manager then. Then I was a business manager, and I was